Jacob, Jacob Jones, Trey J, aka Air. Why should people listen to this episode of Pod Friends featuring you?
I think people should listen to it, and I hope that when people do listen to it, it just spurs them on with life.
Mm.
It makes them think, dream. It makes them stream caught up in you. It makes them laugh. You know what I mean? We like me and Matt are some of the funniest people here. I feel like our dialogue was so intimate and deep and nasty in the
Mhm.
best possible
Ooh.
way. And we
Mhm.
just really got into each other. That's why you should That's why y'all should listen to Pod Friends with Jacob and Matt.
I think I dislocated my jaw just there. Wow.
It's time to take a look behind the mic. It's your Pod Friends. You're gonna find out what they're really like. We're all Pod Friends. No interviews, just having conversations. Pod Friends. So sit back and prepare for captivation.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pod Friends. I'm your host, Matt Scott. That song was Pod Friends by Will from America, and I'm so thankful to be here with you for yet another episode of Pod Friends. And I'm just going to come out and say it now. This episode is so much different than it any other episode or conversation on Pod Friends today. Like it features the one and only Jacob Jones, aka Air. And I think the thing that I love about this, that I love about Pod Friends and just interviewing people overall, is how there are always surprises, how you never know what to expect, and how, despite the fact that I try to really make it about the interviewee, that you all get to experience so many sides of me based on who is showing up. And Jacob, an incredible friend, he's a great friend to you, me, the world. He's also someone who I'm like really inspired by and who I've never truly had like a long conversation with or even like long podcasts with. And so this was so refreshing to check in with Jacob and check in with where he is on his journey. We both joined RHAP at the same time about 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago. And wow, just to see how life has evolved for Jacob, for all of us, for you, the listener, I'm sure, but for Jacob is so interesting and it's so inspiring. And there's so much with what he said about where he is currently on his journey that just really struck me. And I hope could inspire you to go for what you want, to go for that thing that's pulling, that feels like an inclination. Like so often we're the ones who tell ourselves no and shut ourselves and our best ideas and our hopes and dreams down. And Jacob just reminds me to not do that and to like bet on yourself and believe in yourself. And we have so much fun in this conversation, including listening to, well, his music along the way, dancing to it. If you're not watching on YouTube, what are you doing? YouTube.com/RHAP or robhiswebsite.com/YouTube. Better yet is the way to find the site. And you could subscribe to Pod Friends at robhiswebsite.com/podfriendsfeed or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow me and connect on social media at Matt Scott GW, at Hey Pod Friends on X. Reach out to Jacob. He is out there as Heir on the socials. Check out the show notes and Podfriend social media to find out where to find him and show him love. You can also show him and others love by leaving a message at speakpipe.com/podfriends. But without further ado, let's get into this episode. This incredible, this unique, this energized, this motivational, this silly conversation, including some ASMR, with the one and only Jacob Jones, aka Heir. Making his way to the podcast, he is a podcaster, a marketer, a music luminary, a Texan living in the Big Apple, an ASMR king, a master of technical difficulties. Take him out! Yes! Get ready, get caught up in him, and please welcome Jacob Jones, aka Heir. I have to hit record because I don't want the magic to be left unrecorded on the cutting room floor. Like, there we go. Oh my god, Jacob, what are you drinking right now? Just a nice cup
Some
of
water, some crystal clear cold water. It's
Is it expensive? It looks very expensive.
It's just from my Brita, so I pay some money, extra coins for it. You know what I mean?
Wow. Do you have a hydration routine? Are you often you do look like you're hydrated very often.
Well, I did get a collagen boost injections like 3-4 years ago, so that I think some lingerings of that are still in. But no, I've never my skin has always been like this, and I get asked like, oh my god, what do you but like I feel like I can't give advice because I just have never, you know what I mean? Like, my skin has always looked like this. So I use one thing. I only use a cleanser. I need to do better at moisturizing because I really don't put on lotion on my face. But you know what I mean? It's been working 26 years. Pray it works 26 more.
What? More than that, hopefully. Damn.
Yes.
Really
Yes. Hopefully, like 100. Give me 100.
I mean, I know what you mean. And honestly, if it only works, if you're only hydrated for another 26 years, like I get it. It's all good.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I'm honored to be here. I'm actually not even hydrated right now. Like, it's funny because I have my mug here and there's no water. Like, there's literally hold on.
You have nothing in it.
Drink my last drops of water.
Oh,
literally, like, I don't know if you could
God.
hear that. There was
No, I
that a little
cannot.
bit. There were just a few drops.
I cannot hear.
There were
I
well,
can hear.
that's because there was barely anything in there. I'm sorry.
Well,
it's a struggle.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
How did that sound through your ear?
Wait, could you do that again?
Yeah. Why not?
Just do it again. Oh. This is a freaky podcast, Jacob.
You know what I mean? You hear that? I heard that in my own ear.
Twice. I heard it twice, but then I really feel like I'm like, ooh, let's make it an ASMR podcast.
No.
Like, there we go.
We have to make it an ASMR podcast, Matt, because let me tap it.
Wait, this is so freaky. Wait, are you like an expert in ASMR? Either people are gonna tune out
Free
and
content.
stop listening. I honestly,
We just
I
added
did not think
texture
I
to the
was an
podcast.
I didn't think I was an ASMR person, and you're like actually like it just did things to my brain right there, Jacob. Wait, this is a
Well, I
very
hope so.
personal experience. I don't know.
Very
oh my
intimate.
gosh, I don't know what this podcast is going to be rated. Oh my
Very
gosh.
I know, right?
Wow.
Hopefully.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
rated.
Oh my
R.
gosh.
All right, I'm done.
No. I mean, okay, for now, but only because I'm worried that people are gonna like start emailing Robert and
They're gonna be like,
canceled,
can
so
we
don't
pay
want
for
that.
this? And they're like, we're so thankful we're getting this for free. Y'all lucky.
Honestly, that you know what? people are lucky anytime they hear from you for free. Where could they
Come
pay
on.
for your paid content, Jacob? Where's the
Well,
paid content?
there's a side out. Those who know. Those who don't have it incurred.
Oh my gosh. What's on? What's there? What's on it?
Me, my voice, Spotify, SoundCloud, Go Stream, Caught Up in You now.
Well, speaking of which, actually, I'm so excited to have you on. I'm so excited to make this happen. This feels like a good moment to
I
have you
love it.
here. I mean, look, I know the people. I know the people, like, they're
Mhm.
like, oh my God, I'm a Jacob Jones, aka Heir stan. But let me tell you something. If you listen to Jacob Jones
Jacob Jones. That's the thing.
Is-
Jacob Jones, aka Heir. I feel like for the people here who
Break it
know
down.
me as Jacob Jones, but you want to know something? Because I think about this. About this. Jacob Jones, Heir, because Jacob Jones is a sickening
Please.
name. It's a sickening name. Jacob Jones. JJ. Everyone, all people in reality TV community, podcast community, RHAP community always call me Jacob Jones. They never call me Jacob, always Jacob Jones.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they did it. And now Heir is okay, you did it right. AKA, yes, also known as you did it right. You did it right. Jacob Jones, AKA Heir.
Thank you. Whew.
Yeah.
I did my best. And honestly, I will say I relate as a Matt Scott. Like, I don't just get Matt. If I just get Matt,
You're
I
right.
feel disrespected. So
you're right.
It's the brand. And I will say, I love how you are very on brands right now. Like, we're matchy here.
Yeah,
We match the pod friends thing. If you're not watching on YouTube, then what are you doing? But before you watch on YouTube, you need to check out Jacob Jones, aka Heir, aka all the things. Actually, wait, let me break this down because I'm gonna get caught up in you.
Yeah. Oh, that was nice. Wow, that was nice. Wow. Oh wow.
I am getting caught up already, though. Before we get into the actual jams of it all, who is Jacob Jones and who is Heir?
I know, right? Well, Jacob Jones, I know, because it kind of is. Jacob Jones is the Jacob Jones that you are either heard of, knew, know, encounter, text, tweet, like on a picture on Instagram. That's all Jacob Jones. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Jacob Jones is such a sickening name, though, that Jacob Jones is my name. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like Jacob Jones, the way that my name is, because my middle name starts with a J as well. So it's JJJ. But Jacob Jones, wow. All right, well, I was going to make that my music name. But I was like, I want some distinction, and I've always loved this other word. And then Heir is this bitch that is mink, hitting Jacob Jones in the face and being like, bitch, open up your eyes, smell the fresh air, jump from the tallest elsewhere in the world, and you can easily fly. Like, Heir packs a breathy, powerful punch that has evolved and transformed my life in such a magnitude and way that I have no other choice but to pursue it. That's Heir, if that all made sense.
We have to come back to that. There's a lot to unpack with Heir, but look, I have to dive in because, again, if you're not watching the YouTube, then what are you doing? But look, I'm a fan of Heir. Listening to Caught Up in You on all of the platforms. That's me. But look, it is time. If you're ready for it, we're gonna have. I wasn't even fully ready for this. The Pod Friends world premiere of Caught Up in You. We're not going to play the whole thing just because the people have to go to the other platforms for the content. But
come on now,
could we give them just a little bit? Could we just give them just a little bit?
Yeah, let's give them a little tease, a little taster, a little wiggle, a little pop.
Ooh. Okay.
It is such a when you're listening to this, move your body. Like, this is such a song that so when writing this song, when singing this song, it's such a song that imagine you're with the hottest person that you've ever been with ever in the world, and they blow in your face in the club, and you and they're like, and you're like taken aback, but also drawn in, but also mind transformed. It's just an elusive movement, fluid song that is sure to pack that mother punch.
Wow. I feel it. I'm excited right now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No comment. No comment. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, let's do the world's Pod Friends premiere of a little bit of Caught Up in You. Let's go.
Oh, you feel that bass in that?
I can be your wish and all these. I can be your wish and all these. I can be your wish and all these. I can be your wish and all these worlds.
Ah,
I can be your wish and all these. Baby,
it's a
when I'm
dreamy
rising, I can
song.
see you.
It makes you want to dream and like want to jump. And
You too. I can see you looking at me from under the moon. See me when I see you, so
Oh my
I know
gosh.
it's true. I
Yes.
see you standing there tonight. My body's in it, but already. So what you gonna do till I get to you? I'm caught up in the mix.
You like you're talking to that person in the club, and you're like, it's just
you. Won't you see me? Won't you see me? Won't you see me?
Woo! We can't give it all away. We can't give
give
it
it
all
all
away
away.
for
We
free.
can't give
We
it all
can't give
away.
it
We
all
can't
away
give it
for
all
free
away.
right now, even though it is free and available on all of the different platforms. But look, wow.
I know, right?
Wow.
It's
Oh,
dope.
and
It's
the
dope. It's
picture you
cool.
painted, the air
Ah,
blowing in my face. I feel it right now. I feel it. I
can't
feel it. I
like
hope
the
the
photo
listeners
right
feel it.
there. The photo right there
Yes.
for this scene, like my chest
Yes.
is busting, the jacket is half in,
Mhm.
but it's
Mhm.
airy. We took that on film to kind of paint like a little vintage, blowy, airy look, and
Mhm.
fucking and came
Mhm.
together.
Look,
Yeah.
I actually want to ask you about that because I feel like the music is one element, but
Mhm.
look, I almost feel disrespect. Look, Jacob Jones, I feel so disrespectful calling you Jacob Jones in this moment.
I know,
But
right?
Jacob, like you bring so much, air brings so much to the equation. And it's not just the music, and it's not just the story, and it's not just
Mm.
the vibes, but it's all of it, including the fashion. So I actually want to ask you a little bit about some
Mhm.
of this fashion here. And we're
Yeah.
just gonna kick it off.
Oh,
If you're
so
not watching on
cute, so
YouTube,
cute.
if you're not watching on YouTube, what are you doing? Because
Oh my god, this is
Jacob
so
Jones,
funny.
I need a heads up. I need to understand what is happening in each of the pictures. I have a few here, right, as
This
provided by
is
you,
so
but I have a few
cute.
of them.
Yeah, this is so
I need you
cute.
to talk about your aesthetic, artistic choices because I'm seeing a little bit of like, chest
What are you
muscle
saying?
popping out. I'm seeing a little bit of facial hair. I'm seeing like the
Come on,
lines are lined
come on.
up. Drink it.
Matt.
Ooh, the water.
I
Wow.
like the water,
Yes.
you take a sip,
The
like
thirst.
I the most powerful
Mm-hmm.
moments I've ever felt. I mean, because especially I'm putting all of this on together by my own self, funded by my own self.
Yes.
And I've never had I feel like this. I feel like I've never had myself as a goal in life before.
Oh my
In
God.
a in
Wait,
a
we're gonna
way.
come
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
this picture.
Yeah, it's
Tell me, what are
yeah.
you? This is a deep emotional moment right now. I need to
No.
focus on your face in
Oh,
this moment.
this whole experience has been like a deep emotional moment. Like I feel like I've never had myself as a goal in life. When I like hired a photographer, creative director, lighting guy, paid for the studio, all of this stuff. It was like you're doing this for you. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm like, I'm doing this for myself. And I've never, and
Yes.
even this whole music thing, even Air, that's what Air is. Air is me doing it for Jacob. That's Air. That's Air in a way.
Wow.
That's Air. Yeah. Air is like me focusing on what I want, me going to go get it. like there. I've always had this tattoo, and a lot of people don't know this because I guess
Oh,
I
wait a
have a
minute.
tattoo.
Show it off.
It's it
Air.
says so I got this in 2020, 2022. Sorry, that 2020. Wait, no, 2000,
Wait.
2020. 2020.
Yeah.
2020.
2020.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I
Uh-huh.
have to do.
Uh-huh.
Why I got this
There we go.
tattoo in 2020 because I've always
Mhm.
loved the word. It goes a little bit back to like religious ties, and just like air thrown to I'm coming to get what I'm owed in life. I'm coming to get what's mine, and me I've always felt it, and I wanted if I have a son, I've always wanted my son to be named Air.
Mhm.
Air Jones is like
Wow.
insane.
Ah!
I've always wanted my son to be named. I
Air
know.
Jones.
I know Air Jones is insane.
Love it.
And so I got this tattoo. I always loved it. And then when I started doing this music thing, because the music thing just kid you not, say I'm walking past. This is how the music thing came to me. Walking past a park,
Mhm.
a tree falls. I mean, a tree falls. An apple falls off a tree, hits me on the head, rolls down. I
Okay.
pick it up, I eat it. I'm like, oh my god, I want to do music. That's kind of how this stuff happened.
What?
Um, I know because I never, but I started doing this in June. In June, at the tail end of June, and
Of
I've
20
never. I mean, I was
June of 2023.
yes, June of 2023. I've
Wow.
always liked music, but I've never really, I've never really I mean, you sing around the house, you play, I've never like, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this. Never. I went to Paris for my friend's 30th birthday. It was 4 friends.
Mm.
And I'm typically the youngest. I'm 26. Some of my friends are like 30, 35, older
Uh-huh.
than me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we go to Paris and we're sitting and I'm asking them, I'm like, if you could tell yourself, this is my friend. She she's 35. She does photography on the side, like as a hobby,
Mhm.
but as a passion. And she's in marketing and like creative marketing in New York City and whatnot. And I said, if you could tell yourself something in your 20s, you being 35 now, what would you tell yourself?
Yeah.
And she said, oh, if I would have just went for it in my 20s, I bet I could be in museums at this point.
Mhm.
And I was like, I fast forward the story for you. Pause it right there. I
Yeah.
was on a plane to Paris. I was watching movies. I love Donna Summers. Turned on Donna Summers documentary on HBO Max. Watched it,
Mhm.
cried for some reason, felt this kinship, this like tethership to Donna Summers. And so,
Mhm.
kid you not, I watched some other films. I hopped off the plane. My other friend was on the plane that was going with us. I said, I think I want to do music. Never.
What
Whatever I saw with Donna Summers was like, I want to be a disco fucking yeah, terror. You know what I
But
mean?
wait. I love this. I have to cut you off for a second though, because so you tell your friend this, and one thing
Mhm,
I think about so often with I love all of it. All of it,
mhm.
Jacob. I
Yeah,
love
yeah, yeah, it's insane.
all of it. I'm just taking it all in. I'm connecting with this. One of the things though is like when you have an idea, when you have a passion and
Mhm.
then you put it out there, often how that first person responds dictates a lot, but how did your friend respond?
I'm thinking, to be honest, I don't remember her exact response, but her response was
Mhm.
like, A bitch get off of a plane wants to be the next superstar musical icon that has never expressed
Mhm.
music, really wanting to do it, never. Watched Donna Summers, got inspired by the music. I took a deep dive. I mean, I've always known Donna Summers, rocked to her music, but I was like saturated in her in that moment.
Mhm.
And it snapped for me instantly. I went off, and I don't think when I told her, I don't think she was like, "Oh my, let's do it." I probably inquisitive, like, what were you drinking on that hours plane ride over here? What was
Absinthe or
happening?
something.
Literally,
Yeah.
literally.
Mhm.
But
Mm.
as I we met up with my other friends there, we started like formulating songs, like started like keying with me. This is a key, like I'm still like in the fantasy of this,
Mhm.
but like
Mhm.
this is like, I could do it. Why not? Like we started like coming up with songs, the 4 of us, like as a group, and that like, sorry, man. And then
Yeah.
we went to dinner, and my friend said that when I told you, she was like, I would have just went for it. And I was like, if if I want the course of my life to change, I have to do that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm in a
Mhm.
very easy pivotal position where I can, if I know what I want to, because I'm in marketing and
Mhm.
love marketing. I've gotten blessed with opportunities in marketing. Um,
Mhm.
but it's like I've never had it as my passion, never had it as like, oh my gosh, I like this is what I'm yearning for. Never. When And that's when I go back to I never had myself as a goal, because I just never thought
Yeah.
of it. I wanted like love, or I wanted this like lifestyle or this like stuff, but I've never had at the core like Jacob as a goal. Let me drive Jacob.
Mhm.
I've always done things and got blessed with things to put me in dope ass spots and positions. But I've never had
Mhm.
myself as a goal. And when I got a taste of it, and I conjured up the
Mhm.
idea. We played around with the idea in Paris. Came back to New York, looked up
Yeah.
looked up songwriters to write songs with, to like co-write with. 'Cause
Wow.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know I'm like, I listen to music, but I don't dib dabble, pop, pabble, pop like that. I don't do like I don't like
No.
I'll and I don't sing. I
Yeah.
don't sing. I don't like. I mean, I've always thought I could sing, but I've never. It's not like
Yeah.
like it's as a key, but not like, oh, let me be who I want to be.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So okay, so I came back, got the songwriter. We came up with this song. Well, we from the song that we were playing with in Paris, me and my friends. And it's
Mhm.
I hate the song now. I don't even know where to find it, but it's my first song. It was called Where the Freaks Go. Where the Freaks Go was like
Oh, wait a minute.
I know. Where the Freaks Go was a true disco bop.
I'm
But
ready
I
for it.
hate it
Release it.
I
Release the
hate I know I hate it.
tracks.
I
Release it.
probably like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate
I'm
it.
down for the
Um,
name. Let's go.
no, Where the Freaks Go is insane.
No, that's
But
wild. Why do you
it's
hate it though? Why do you hate it?
well, I hate it now. When I first did it,
Um,
because I took it, I got an engineer for it. I rented studio time for it. I like fully wrote it out. I bought a
mhm.
beat online, because then I was like, how do I find beats? I saw how Little Nas found the Old Town Road beat. He
Yeah.
bought it online. So that's what I did. Um,
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I started writing to beats at that time. Like I would find like different beats that I could like sway to, move to, pop to, and I would write to them.
Love that.
Not my best work, because
Mhm.
I think I didn't know what I know now, how I am and how I work. But
Mm.
yes, so I got with the songwriter. We made the song. I took what I liked, threw away what I did, and added to it, found a beat. Then we had Where the Freaks Go. And after Where the Freaks Go, I just started writing. I was like writing, um, and finding beats. And then I kept working with this engineer, but I was like, I need a producer. I told one of my friends, a loose friend, I told him, I was like, hey, I'm thinking like my music and whatnot. Cause I would just drop it on people, just like, I'm like working on music. Like not anything. I'm just like, I don't know,
Mhm.
what this could turn to. This is just like a passion project, a love fest for myself. Because
Yeah.
since I've been locked in on this, and since I think since I've been locked in on this, in turn being locked in on myself has created the most loved Jacob in like the best I've ever felt so far in my life. And so
Wow.
I have no, like, how can I not pursue that? You know what I mean? Like, if this is
Yeah.
in turn evolving me, changing me, loving on me, how can I not go full throttle if it's producing this out of me? So that's kind of my
Wow.
method with it as well. But yeah, we just started writing. I told someone that I wanted my name to be Air. They're like, "Oh, you should write a song to that." And then I found a producer. I was messaging a bunch of producers. None barely got back to
Mhm.
me, just because, like, I'm a bitch that just has a song called "Where the Freaks Go." Oh, we're dying to work with it. You know what I mean? I get it. 'Cause I would send that to the producers to be like, hey, this is like a track that I have. I would love to work on another one. But they're thinking he got a track Where the Freaks Go. I never heard of this dude. And then one got back to me. One got back to me.
Yeah.
He's a really good producer. He's a very good producer.
Mhm.
And I was like, all you need is one. All you need is one to kind of catch that flame, and then you just kind of drive that boat. So I got my one song,
Yeah.
and then I started writing more. And actually, Caught Up in You is the latest song I just got done with in October.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And so, and now I just was like, oh no, like November. But I was like, I can't sit on Caught Up in You for too long. It was like, but then I was like, I haven't been posting on social media. I was like, I've been working on music in the lab, and it's dope stuff. And Caught Up in You is, just like the latest mind transformation of musical throw up. And then freaking more and more and more and more. And so, yeah, that's the music side. That's kind of how I got to one
I love
side to
it.
another.
Wow. But I love this. I love it because there's so much. I mean, there's a lot there with what you're
Mhm.
saying. Because one,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. This idea of like, go for it. Like, go for it. Do that thing that you want to do.
Mhm.
Speaking of music, like I probably shouldn't even talk about this on the podcast, but who cares? I talk about whatever. So one of the things I was even thinking about, because growing up as a kid, I would
Mhm.
sing. I was in musicals in middle school, and then I just kind of like stopped and I don't know what it was. Like I always loved singing.
Mm.
I still love singing, all of it, but I just stopped. And I was thinking, like, damn, maybe I should be singing. I have my little Pod Friends. I have my Pod Friends theme
Come on.
song
Come
by the
on.
one
Do
and
you
only
sing
Will
that?
from America. The beautiful.
Okay, yeah,
No,
okay.
but then I was
Okay.
I was thinking to myself, I was like, wait, what? I need to sing my own theme song. So maybe one day the people will
That'll be
get me
fun.
on this podcast sing my own theme song. I mean, is that even I don't know if there's another host on RHAP who sings their theme song, but I thought to myself,
Nope.
why not? Like, yeah, I might not be perfect. I might not be the singer that I once was in my youth. I've
Come on
beaten up
now.
my voice too much with various, but it's just like lean into it, do the damn thing. And like, I love that lesson from you. I love how you're going for it. I love how you're loving on yourself more than anything, though, at
Oh,
this point,
yeah.
because you deserve to be the heir to all of the greatness that is like waiting for you. And by the way, let me just say
Literally.
the definition of heir, because I had to
Come
pull that
on.
up just now. A person, there are a couple of definitions, but a person inheriting and
Mhm.
continuing the legacy of a predecessor, and it could be like Jacob Jones. Heir is inheriting the legacy of Jacob Jones and evolving it. I don't know. There's something there, but
Yeah, there is
it's so
something there.
beautiful. Like I
Yeah.
love this
It
for
it
you.
it
I love this
is.
for you so much. There we
Yeah, it's like
go.
I'm
There we
coming
go.
I'm coming to get what I'm owed. Like I owe this life that I want for myself, so I'm gonna go the hardest I can at it in music. And it's like when it clicks, and I saw it click, and I just have not let up off the gas with it. F
Okay,
it.
but that's it. I love this, but I have to ask. Okay,
Mhm.
back to the photo shoot. So look, what are we doing? What are we doing here? We got the white
This
t-shirt. We got actually
this
Jacob,
was a
explain
what?
this picture. Explain
Yeah.
what is like visually in this for the audio only listeners, and then explain what the vibe is here that you're giving. Because you're
Yeah,
giving
so
a
this
lot
is a
here.
giving this was actually about to be the cover work for Caught Up in You, but this is a photo of me sitting down in a suit, one of my favorite suits. And if you look closely, I'm about to say showing a sliver of my tattoo on my
Ah,
left arm. If you see it, it's Air.
yeah.
Made sure the sleeve was up for that. And
Oh,
I'm
wait a
sitting
minute.
in a very I'm your daddy, come to me sort of way. Yeah,
Yes,
there it
there we
goes.
go.
Yeah. I love it's like
Wait, what was so
very creamy photo as well. Like the skin is like in the suit, and the coloring is very like
I was gonna
mousse.
say, I feel like and you know what? While we're on it, here's another picture that I want you to break down and to explain to the people. And I really like this one.
This is very cute. First off, I was doing push-ups for probably, I mean, I work out at the gym anyways, but like I don't work out at
Mhm.
home. I just go to the gym. Every time that I was just sitting around at home watching TV, like anything, I would be doing push-ups where my shoulder got effed up like multiple times. It's like
Oh my
literally, I was like,
god.
oh my goodness, I had to go get it worked out.
Mhm.
But now I was just doing push-ups like caboodles because I knew I had this. I wasn't drinking. And this is me looking into
Yeah.
the yonder in a very like dreamy, creamy, white, fuzzy setting. It's
Mm.
very beautiful. He's a beautiful boy.
Wait, so one thing I want to talk about with this, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, if I've said it multiple times, if the people aren't watching on YouTube, they're missing out. But here we go. Here we go. But this is actually something else that I'm inspired by with you. Like you, oh my god, I did. Oh, am I gonna tear up? It's so inspirational. But like you did something that I think I personally used to find hard or like I didn't realize I could do, which is like getting help where you need it for
Mm,
things. So you're like,
mhm,
oh,
mhm.
okay, I need to find producers for this because I
Yes.
can't do this all myself. Like, yes, you have a smooth, silky podcasting voice that's also good for ASMR and all the
Mhm,
things.
mhm.
But like you're like, I need a studio, I need all that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, ooh, I want the pictures. And yes, I'm sure you have all sorts of pictures that you could use. But you said, let me get this photographer. Let me get
Mhm.
my silky, smooth, creamy setting. Let me get my furry sweaters and
Yeah.
jackets. You did the working out and the push-ups on your own. But
Yeah.
I just think it's cool that you like
Yeah.
thought to ask for help with all these different things. Like you were really bought in. You were really
Oh,
bought
like
in when you dove
I
into this.
I yo, I have like this is what I'm doing with my life. You know what I mean? Um,
Wow, yeah.
because it's feeding me. It's feeding me like I haven't eaten. Like it's giving me. I used to say this when I first started, and when I first started, I started in June, like July. I say like, oh, when I first started doing, I started in July,
Still.
but it's
Mhm.
given me the same hug that I like. It's the love that I'm giving it, it's giving me back in return. The hug that I'm giving it, it's
Mm.
hugging me back as tightly in return. And it's like, yo, I like quality things, you know what I mean? I want to get a
Mhm.
dope ass producer. The producer that I worked on Caught Up in You and that I worked on my next one, same guy. Cause once I got in with him, I was like, oh my goodness, we were basically like our minds were like it was like a brain, our
Mm.
brains were like locked up in nastily. It was
Uh-huh.
like
Oh,
I know when I got in with his name is John. When I got in the studio with
okay.
John, because he's in California, and I was like, yo,
Mm.
I love his sound. I love the other songs that he's worked on. He has this one song by Jaden Smith that I really like vibe out to, and I was like,
What?
I need kind of this, and I was nervous because he just like communication. We just didn't talk that much before, and once we got
Yeah.
in, bing, bing, man, I
Damn.
it, we worked on it all day. Then the next day, and then we liked him. But the first 3 hours, I feel like I gave birth to a baby elephant, and I'm small.
Oh my
That means it's
yeah.
shattering everything in my body. I feel like I gave birth to a baby elephant when I
Yeah.
3 hours in. Yeah. And
Oh my
that's the song that's
gosh.
next coming out in February. That's that song. But and then I was like,
Wait,
oh, we gotta
do
be
you
locked in
do you
together.
have I have to ask, do you have official dates or like any time
Yeah,
like
yeah,
how
yeah.
people need to know when it's coming?
So
When?
February 9th is a song called Da Vinci. That's the next Da Vinci.
Oh,
I actually
damn.
just got the mocks for like some creatives. February 9th,
Uh-huh.
and then on March 15th, there's a song called Air, AIR, not
Ooh.
HEIR. Um,
Uh-huh.
because I was like, I like Air. Also, it's about me. It's about Air. My
Mhm.
birthday's March 14th, so March 15th is the Friday. So
Okay.
I'm like, perfect day to release it. And it's like, it's kind of painting
Mhm.
you the picture of like, I'm not, when people hear Air, they're just going to think Air. But it like, even the first lyrics are like, I'm not like the air you breathe, come closer to me. It's like that. You know, it's like, I'm not like the air you breathe, AIR. I'm not like
You
the
need to
air you
warn
breathe. Like,
me.
you know what I mean? Before I
Oh,
swoop.
wait.
But, and I
You
love
can't
that.
just
I love that
you can't
dichotomy. I love
just
that
it's so
relationship.
smooth.
Dun,
I'm
dun,
telling
dun.
you,
I F
Jacob,
with it. I've had coaching. I
you're
had
so
coaching. I've had
smooth.
coaching. I've had coaching.
Oh my
I've had coaching.
gosh. This is
And then
I'm
yeah.
losing it. People are like, "What's wrong with Matt right now?" I'm actually losing it right now with these vocals and everything. Like, so
Thank you.
silky smooth.
And I didn't really
God,
well, I think I can sing. I think I can sing.
you
But
can.
I'm not gonna believe everyone think, but I've been very surprised at how like well and how far because I started coaching. I just did a 6-week program with
Mhm.
this amazing woman, and she just taught me like exercises because I used to sing, but like around, but not like, oh, let me get in the studio and go for it. But I don't even know if I
Yeah.
really sing. I just kind of like because that's how I just get. I just like you know what I mean. And I don't even know because
Yeah.
singing. I'm not a vocalist. That's what I will. I
No,
can
it's
sing,
I'm not
but
yeah, you could say there's I get what you mean. Like there's
you know what I
singing
mean.
and then there's singing, but
Yes, yes,
you
yes,
are
yes.
singing. You are
Yeah, yeah,
singing and
yeah.
very few people can sing. I'm sure you can sing if you want
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
but we'll get you eventually. Eventually we'll
Well,
get there. Maybe on like the next album, we'll get there.
you
This
know
is
what I
all still
mean.
very new. But for someone who's only been doing this 6, 7 months, like
I know.
you are killing it. And
Thank
it's kind of insane because I want to ask, like, where is this going? Where is it going, Jacob? Like, what's the vision? What do you want to inherit as the heir?
Say it to me again.
What do you want
It's
to
hope.
inherit as the
Uh,
heir? The heir. You need to do the
uh,
hand gesture with the
you
crown
feel
on the
it?
head. The
Yeah.
heir. Woo! Ah, ah, ah. There we go.
I want to like I want to complete like I want to completely immerse myself into like music. I don't know. I just want to do it. I want to continue doing it. I'm having
Mm,
fun right now, and so hopefully I can do it, forever. And not, I've been doing this thing for 6 months. It's been blessing me for 6 months. Hopefully I can do it for as long as
mhm.
I'm enjoying my experience in it and
Yeah.
whatnot. I don't know where it's going. I'm kind of just like working on it, enjoying my time working on it, enjoying my time recording it, enjoying my time writing it, going into the studio, recording it, doing all that, putting it out there. People that F with it, they F with it. People
Yeah.
but the thing is, if you don't F with it, I don't even want you around me. And I'm gonna say this for
Mm,
this reason, because it's good music. You know what I mean? And not even to be boastful, the shit
mhm,
slaps. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like,
mhm,
and if you don't
mhm.
F with it, you don't have great taste in music.
Mm, mm, mm. It look, I just feel like I need to
Because it's
spend even
good
more time with
music.
it too. It is
Mm,
good music, and I'm really excited for what's coming up with the other music too. But look, I need Jacob, I need you to get specific. What are we doing? What are we achieving? What are the goals? Because one of the things I love and appreciate about you is that the evolution is so evident. Like in my
I
head,
know.
because one thing I'm
It's
just
scary.
reflecting on that's actually insane is that the RHAP class of 2020 was almost
Mhm.
one, two, three, almost 4 freaking years ago. That is
That's insane.
insane. It feels like yesterday that happened, and also feels like forever ago in so many ways. But at the same time,
Wow.
I just feel like you have had this evolution. Like, and even just
Yeah.
from my perspective, like, sure, I see Jacob on these
Mhm.
podcasts, on the updates with Taryn, and then I'm tuning into Jacob on a little show called Sequester, where I'm like, damn, wait a
Ah!
minute, okay, what are we getting here? We're getting the strategic beast, we're getting the
I know,
take
right?
me out, like all of it.
Take
We're
me
getting all of it.
out. Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we're getting that, and we get like Jacob, like Taryn disappears from the podcast, and you just going viral,
That's
reacting
so
to it, all
funny.
the things. But I think that like one of the reasons I'm so excited to have you here is because, and actually I'll say this, like part of this reminds me of how I feel like people look at, or sometimes look at, actually I'm just gonna say it because I'm seeing patterns, whatever. But like at my dear friend Chappelle, I do feel
Uh-huh.
like sometimes people underestimate how brilliant he
Mm.
is, how
Yeah,
driven he
yeah.
is, because he's just so funny and great at that, but he's all the things. And then also
1000%.
Bryce and I just had Bryce on, coincidentally listening to his music.
Yeah.
We need a collab, by the way, between the
Collab.
two of
Yeah,
you,
collab.
please.
Come
I'm
on,
just saying.
Brycey.
But Brycey was talking about like there's people who see him as him fully, and there are people who just see him as like, you know, just a certain thing, like just the purple pants badass when he's so much more.
Yeah.
And I feel like with you, like there's so much there that people haven't
Mhm,
even fully seen. I mean, the music is giving some hints at
mhm.
that, but I don't know. I'm just like curious for you. And yes, we are
Yeah.
deep into the interview, but I have to ask, like, Jacob, like, who are you overall? Because I've asked about Jacob
Yeah.
Jones, I've asked about
Yeah.
Heir, but like maybe a better way to ask this is like, who are you? What are the parts of you that people don't get to see or haven't gotten to see yet within this
Yeah.
RHAP community?
Yeah, I feel like if the people did watch Sequester, they had hints of my like gaming, and I mean I've always wanted to be on a show like Big Brother or Survivor. You know what I mean? That's what I gushed about. That's why I started playing Sequester. That's why I got involved in RHAP. I just love that. But even from that person who's still there, I still have evolved from that person now into
Yeah,
like this, and it's just like I want to say this before I say the next thing,
please.
but that's also what I find the most exciting about life is what's next and that next change that's going to come for one, because we just got out of 2023, which I felt like blessed me to
All over.
it
All over.
it I said it was going to be the most beautiful, impactful, powerful year of my life so far, and it definitely was that. I'm bringing that into 2024.
Wow.
But I think that's so exciting, figuring out what's next for you. You know what I mean? Because if we look at life, and if I look at 26 years, if I'm blessed to see 20 more 6, I built this life, this reputation, this community, these people in 26 years. I have another 26 years in me where I can do that times 10, but not even like a different, but just like ching, ching, ching's going up. And so I love that. I love that dichotomy of change. I love that dichotomy of like, let's never make one thing the same. Like, cause life is exciting. Like life is exciting. And life is like so many people can get stifled in that. And I think I was also because I mean, just focused on like the wrong stuff. Love, moving to New York. It's like, no, when you lock in on yourself, you're like, yo, I can take myself many of places and you do it. You're doing it. But back to your question, Jacob Jones. Jacob is actually, I think, a lot more reserved than people would think, and a little bit more, as of now, more introverted. I think that's a big, because I just love the company of myself. I love the company of myself. I love the company of people who I like the company of. And yeah, I love sitting in that. And, I go out, stuff like that. But even not even being online, I feel like is a change of what I'm, obviously because my thoughts and are allocated elsewhere, but it's just kind of the growth and the evolution of what you did view as something, but I'm more reserved. I'm hella funny. I'm also, I mean, I think that's not lost.
No. The people know.
I'm just like a lover. I'm really like a lover boy. I'm very, you can catch me like, I was thinking this. I think this is a thought that can round this out.
Please.
I'm so mad I put this annihilator in my mouth, but it's so good because it's just like adding flavor. I'm just sitting it there, but
give them the. I mean, if it's gonna be there, you have to give them a little bit of the ASMR moment. Oh God, I actually kind of. I'm so sorry to the listeners.
We need to bottle that up and sell it.
Honestly, you know what? If you tweet me at Matt Scotchy W at Hey Pod Friends if you are into that, and I could ask some more guests for
Come on.
that. I have to hear this live in real time in my ears is
That's
jarring
wild.
because I just don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect.
Honestly, it reminds they sold the bathwater scents of Saltburn. You know
Oh
when he
my
was
God,
slurping
not
that
the bathwater
bathwater?
and
Yeah,
salt.
so this could be
Yes,
a
I do.
little me selling, my little tongue twisters and my, whatever.
Are you? You're going
But
with it. Yes. I'm just saying. Look, I'm all for you building out your business,
Come
and
on.
whatever that takes.
Air Enterprise,
I'm just
baby.
saying. I'm supportive.
I appreciate that.
Mhm.
But I had this thought. I had this thought recently. I was like, I was out, and this is kind of how I view life and or just relational people. But
Mm.
I was out at a place in Brooklyn and
Mhm.
was getting like hit on a lot.
Yeah.
Not saying that to be boastful, but saying that to get to my next point.
Well,
I
I
was
mean,
like,
I was gonna say the people know it's like unmistakable
the
about
people,
being hit on a lot.
know.
But what is yes, not to
But
interrupt you.
I said that to say I was like, I wasn't even feel. I was like, oh my God, I'm not really. I want to just go home. I got home. I started writing, just like writing music, catching
Mhm.
melodies or whatnot, and smoking on my Zaza. And I was thinking, I was like, yo, the people, and this is, I don't know, take it for what it is, but I oftentimes feel like the
Yeah.
people that like you and like hit on you and like, oh my God, when like you're out there, you look nice, you look nice, but like people who just hit like
Mhm.
the people at bars and clubs and whatnot, those people hitting on you aren't the people that will like you the most when you feel the most powerful. When I felt the most powerful is when I got home, sat on my floor,
Right.
started writing music in my thoughts. And that's where, and in that comfort zone of my house is where I felt the most powerful, the most beautiful, the most like, you know what I mean? That's where I felt the oozes and
Mm.
ahs of me. And when people, and granted, how can people, get in there if they don't see you out there and see what they're like? Yes. But just certain people, they'll hit on, but y'all necessarily won't be as turned on as how I feel when I'm the most powerful, when I'm the most creative, when I'm getting that shit out, X, Y, and Z. And that's kind of how I'm thinking about life. I
Wow.
value my sacred place. I value my thoughts and how fluid they are and how they move and how I want to capture every bit of it because it just flows
Mm.
into every altitude and every aspect of my life. I love my friends. I love reality television. I
Mhm.
am such a shit talker. I am such a fucking shit talker. Such a shit talker. I love
Great for
talking my shit,
podcasting.
especially. No, I don't go as nasty as I want to. But I'm a bitchy girl. And yeah, I hone that in on podcasts, but I get nasty with the
Yeah.
girl in my
Oh
thoughts
my
and in
God.
my living room. Like I
Yeah.
read them down. I like that. If I don't think I would ever do Big Brother, but I would be. People would not like because I talk shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm shady. I'm funny when I'm shady. I talk shit. I'm sarcastic.
Love
Just
it.
as in my own dialogue in
Mhm.
my own head, sometimes loose lips sink ships, and I wish my mouth would just stay right here. But I talk to myself
Yeah.
at times, so it comes out. Yeah, I'm a shit talker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
just like talking shit. And yeah, that's practically who Jacob is. A lover boy, nice, nasty, loves music, loves whatever aura he's in right now because it's so I'm talking about I'm not in third person that I am in right now,
Mm.
and it just
Yeah.
feels so good. It feels so good. I feel so loved. I feel so like, yeah, that's who Jacob is. Jacob is also that strategic person. I don't think showcase anymore because those games Those games
Yeah.
are so I don't know. I
There's definitely something that those games pull out of
Mhm.
you that is like just kind of, I mean, and I look, I love Survivor. I loved all those games as much as the next person and would absolutely play in those types of things. But at
Yeah.
the same time, just like the darkness,
Mhm.
the backstabbing, just some of the things that it pulls out of you. I don't know. I've
And
seen the darkness that people carry with even a game like Sequester or Survivor or whatever it might be. Not everyone can
no,
handle
literally,
that.
right? Or even,
Mhm, mhm.
or even um the traders RHAP. I'm joking. But anyway, let's be mad.
Oh!
But
It gets
but
dark. It
you know
gets
what I mean?
dark. Yes.
And I'm such in a key era. Like I'm a
Mhm.
key. I think I'm not a nasty. I'm not a shit talker. I'm just a key. I'm a key. I'm a key. I'm a keyer. I'm a key. I like
Ooh.
to key. I have
Hmm.
keys. I love keying.
Like KI, like KI, like
Ki
Kiki,
ki ki.
Kiki, or are
Yes, I
you the
love key.
KEY? There we go.
Well, I could be both. I'm air, also air. So you do what you
Oh,
want with it. But
yeah.
I'm a key,
Yes.
and you can't really dictate those games of like you go into it as a key, people, feelings. But those games were so fun at such a pivotal, like it was my COVID
Mm,
it was my COVID like winter wonderland. You know what I mean? And I'm so thankful.
yeah.
I mean, it got me plugged into RHAP.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like it was those games. Sequester was such a. It seemed like such a a a glitch in the matrix a little bit because I'm like, well, that was probably only like 7 months, or was it? It was kind of close to a year. Like I think my involvement was like 7 months, but I'm like, wow, it was so like
Wow.
it took over. Like it was like sequester. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. No, it
Um,
is weird. It's weird that
yeah.
now that you mentioned it too, because like that that first year of the pandemic was really when it shined. And I mean, there's I'll acknowledge, whole conversation, blah blah blah, about Sequester and team and whatever. There's a lot, it was a thing that was, so we're talking about what it was. But like, man, that was powerful, especially like looking at that time. Like, not only was
Mhm.
that powerful, but then like this podcasting and just how everything expanded with the
Class of
class of
2020.
2020. And then like the literal face of RHAP changed. Our world changed so much, but like,
Yeah.
man, that
Our
year
community in a way
from like,
changed.
oh, 100% the
Yeah.
community changed. Because something I see now, because then I also, like, reference him again, but Bryce
Mhm.
is someone who I always thank him for him and other Black survivors in particular, for the diversity campaign. And then we
Yeah,
saw the
yeah,
representation change. So like
which
everything
is
changed
massive.
so
Yeah,
much over the course of like a year. It's actually
it's
like
wild.
insane to
It's
try to
really
even
wild.
process. It
It
really
really
is.
I
It
I
is.
think
It
I think
is.
about that and I'm like, "Yo, that was a sector." Like that but that's the thing, Matt. I'm about to call you Mac. That's the thing. I have a really good friend named Mac that I was just thinking of. But
Hey.
that's the thing with
Yeah.
life that it happens like that and like that's how long but also short that things can shift and change for one. Like, yeah, we view a year as a like it's a year, but a year is like in your lifespan. You know what I mean? Like a year
Mhm.
is like
Mhm.
that in your
Mhm.
lifespan. And it's
Mhm.
so just know that you can do so much in that year that can lead into the next year that you can just change things. Your life can change in a year. Your life can truly change in a year. Be
Yeah.
the enforcer of that if you want it to happen. You know what I mean? Because no one else is going to get it. And at the end of the day, when I go to sleep, people who are when I go to sleep, I have to make sure I'm happy at the
Yeah.
end of the day. No, like,
Mhm.
yeah, like person I'm dating, they're added support and whatnot, but like they're still an entity of their own that they have to make sure they're happy. You have to make sure you're happy and go after that you want to go after. Like RHAP, like how I thought of podcasting is everything has always been a dream, and then it hit. You know what I mean? I was
Mhm.
like, oh my God, I would
Mhm.
always love to podcast. I would always love to like know kind of Big Brother Survivor players. Like things can happen. Go after,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Things can happen for you. And it's
Mhm.
in different increments and whatnot, but just look back at your life and see how it has changed and altered, and see that like, yo, it keeps in my, well, I'm blessed. And hopefully if you go for it, it can change for the better in yours. But like in each
Yeah.
entity, I've expanded more, learned more, got more opportunities. And years deflect different things. And years can, people can have different type of years, but years is just so
Mhm.
beautiful because so many things
Yeah.
can happen, shift, and change for one in 1 year. Less than that even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so really think about
It's
it. And then
insane.
it really is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh, there's so much here, but one thing I'll acknowledge that I just love about just where you are now, because it like, sometimes there's certain people who will look in the mirror and they tell themselves, like, I'm the greatest. Like it's the Muhammad
Mhm.
Ali thing or whoever you want to make. It's like
Yeah.
I'm the greatest. I've got this. Wow, look at that. Oh, boomer reference right here. But even then, it's like that, I think like the thing that one thing I appreciate for you is like that positive self-talk, which makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Like there are
Mm,
people who don't feel okay with saying, and you're not even saying like I'm the greatest. You're just saying I'm
mhm.
deserving and I know what I'm deserving of. And you
No.
are like voicing that, and I love like the positivity and the focus and the optimism and the confidence, because the problem is with the world, like so often like I will be, or you will be, like we ourselves will be the one who gets in our
Come
own
on.
way by saying we
Come on.
can't do it, by saying we're not good enough. So like the fact that you are like, no, I'm going out and getting what's mine
Yeah.
is powerful. And I always admire that, because it's just like there's a line, like there's definitely some
Mhm.
people who are like overconfident or
Yeah.
too cocky, but I think that it's really important to be self-assured, to believe
Mhm.
in yourself, be beyond what anyone else says, and make
Mhm.
that happen. And you're
Mm.
making so much real
Mm.
by just like not only what you're doing, but like how you look at yourself, how you look at your world, how you look at
Mm.
the years, how you look at the
Yeah.
opportunity. And this, I'm pumped when you win your Emmy. I'm just saying, when you win your Emmys, when you win your Grammys, when you win your Tonys, when you win your Oscars, please just don't even thank me, but like, look into the camera and give a wink, and I'll know that that's for me.
Yeah.
But I have to ask you a question, because you talked about it just a while back, like being hit on at the
Yeah,
club,
yeah.
all that. Like, I have to ask you, like, on the flip side of that, and I don't know if this is like who your, relationships or whatever, or family members or who, but
Mhm.
like, who have you felt like the most seen by, or the most understood
Mm.
by, and
That's
supported by, and like
I
gotten
love
by?
that. I love
Hey,
that question.
thank you. Thank you.
No, it's not. It's not. It wouldn't be a relationship because
Beyond
to
yourself, by the way. I'll say
yeah.
beyond
Oh no, beyond
yourself,
beyond no
but
beyond
as a
myself,
side
beyond
note.
myself. I would have to also say I've never felt more affirmed by doing something from my people as I have been. I mean, you get affirmed, but like, and it would probably be. It would probably no. It wouldn't probably be. It is. I think my great friend David. Ah, yes.
Ooh.
And I that's who I've been seen and pushed and motivated by in this
Uh-huh.
intimate sector because we do a lot of life together. And
Mm.
I just jumped into something, and it's kind of like he wants it just as bad as I do for myself. And
Wow.
I like, you don't know how many times I write constantly, right? And I come up with all these different
Mhm.
melodies, write all these different things. And especially it's new, you know what I mean? Like knew me before doing music, now I am. It's like, it's just it's new, but I would say I would say by my friends in general, by my friends and family in general, by my brother
Yeah.
too. I would say because me and my brother, I'm the youngest
Mhm.
of three. Me and my brother, I
Mhm.
mean, close with your siblings, you know what I mean. It's not like we
Mhm.
weren't like ever like super super close, but we weren't ever like never talking.
Yeah.
But I think now in life we've been gifted a a more connector point as in music because he like
Mm.
plays some instruments and it's just super dope when I'll be like when I'll call him because I'll go I go to the studio, I work with a producer. I'll be like, hey, I have this melody, send it to him, and then he'll like send it to me like on a beat of like kind of like just some added beats,
Ooh.
and then of the melody that I just like started singing, something like that I'll just
Ooh.
like have, and then I'll like send some format, flush out the beat a little bit more, and I'll just start writing, just like my own, and then I'll bring it to my producer. But it gave us a more connecting point. And so I feel like, yeah, I've just never been as I feel very seen. I feel very loved. I feel like
Mm.
the people that I have in my life, I feel very blessed in this life. So I feel very blessed. I feel very blessed because the alignment on different sectors in my life has matched up in just a way that like I am just so thankful for.
Mhm.
Um I feel very privileged in this lifetime right now. I feel very privileged and very blessed and very thankful just how my life has aligned and the people that have got involved with me and the dreams that I've dreamt, you know what I mean? The creative
Mhm.
thoughts that I've dreamed, the courage that just like do it. And because for one, no one is looking at me that closely. You in a sense of
Mm.
like, oh, if I do something, if a person laughs, scoffs, whatever, like if you're
Yeah.
looking at me like that, where you like you're weird. So I'm gonna live out my dream. I'm gonna live out my dream
Yeah.
as, and I'm gonna put everything I have behind it. My people who rock with me they love me. They're gonna support me. They uplift me. They push me. They motivate me. They dream with
Mm.
me. And it's like, yo, how can I not? How can I not? How can I not? Matt, I wrote a song and it was like
Ooh.
it was a love song. I don't know what
Mhm.
I'm doing, but at the beginning it says like make my dreams come true if you said you would. It's like make my dreams come true if you said you would. And I wrote
Mhm.
that to someone. I wrote that about someone else. Like when I first started writing, I would just like write. I was like, make my dreams come
Wow.
true.
Woo!
If you
Yes.
said you would, if you said you would make my, and like just like kind of a love. And I
Mhm.
haven't done anything with the song just because it's stuck. But I look back at that and I'm like, I loved how when I was writing it, I was writing it for someone, to someone. Like make my dreams come true. You make my dreams come true. Because
Mm.
I for some reason in some space, I don't know what my mind, I never thought that it would be me to get me to where I wanted to go.
Wow.
I've never thought that. I've never thought that. I've never thought, Jacob, it can be you to get you to where you want to go. I've never thought that. I've always
Mhm.
thought, I just never, I was like, maybe not had that much faith in myself. I don't know. But I look back at that little small snippet of what I wrote. I'm like, it's dope to see that I can sing that about myself because I made like my dreams kind of come true and my thoughts come into fruition and my dreams come into reality. It's
Oh.
dope to see that. And it's like it makes me smile. It makes me smile. It makes me happy of the love because it's only I feel like love, passion that's spurring me ahead in this. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if that's going to spur me ahead in life, I'm going to take that every time. I'm going to take that every time. I'm going to take the people that rock with me and love on me, and in turn with that, make me produce the best creative work that I have
Mm.
done. All of it comes together to like, you know what I mean? It's dope. It's really dope. Like this
Yeah.
lifetime that we're in right now is super dope. And I really hope that like we capitalize on this even if you have one spark, you sometimes you just gotta run with it, because like,
Yeah.
yo, it can just ignite so many beautiful things. And I oftentimes say this, like, I feel like it's a lot of people who make music. You know what I mean? Matt,
Mhm.
you probably walk around sometimes catching a melody in your head of like, or a beat in your head of
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
All I'm doing now is just putting it out. Everyone catches it. Everyone catches a beat, a melody, something in your head. Everyone
Yes.
catches it, but it just takes that person that catches it. I like it. Let me push it out instead of keeping it in here. And that's all I'm doing. You know
Yes.
what I mean? That's really all. It's
I
a, it's a
love
ton of
this.
musicians, a ton of artists everywhere, because everyone can. Anyone can catch anything that they want, but you just have to be a person to put it out. And that's all I'm doing is putting it out. I'm putting it out. I'm writing to it. And when it clicks, it clicks. I never wrote music. It just started flowing. Like when it clicks, it clicks. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just do something
But
with the thought that you have and
yes.
bang it up.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But Jacob, let me like take this further because I love everything you're saying and I hope that the listeners are hearing it. Like, oh, okay, like a lot of people have an idea. Ideas
Yeah.
start in your head
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes or in a conversation, but like there's a seed that starts in your head, and so often people just keep that idea to themselves, or they give again that negative self-talk. It's not good enough to put out there. What are people going to think? What if they judge me? This, that, the other thing, all of the things. People don't take the step. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
most of the time people don't take the step of actually putting it out there, whether it's music or
Yeah.
anything. And so like I
Poetry,
hope that
art, thoughts.
all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. And I hope feelings to other people, whatever it might
Come on.
be. But I'm just saying, like, I hope that this podcast and whoever's listening to this conversation is a reminder or even like a spark for somebody to
Mm-hmm.
put that thing out there that
Yeah.
they've been afraid to put out there,
Mm-hmm.
because fear is way too strong and way too common, and like we all face it in different ways, but that doesn't mean we can't be like radically aggressive, pushing back against the fear.
Come on.
Because I'll say, oh my gosh,
Come on.
I
Come
feel
on.
the spirit
Talk
of
about it.
Oprah.
Talk
I feel
about
the
it. Talk
spirit of
about it.
Oprah.
Talk
Oprah's
about it.
taking me. Oh, take me
Talk
in.
about it.
Oh my
Talk about
God.
it. Talk
Yes.
about
Take
it.
me in.
What are we
I'm
doing?
telling
What are
you,
we doing?
love. If you put love and loving yourself, loving others first, then that overcomes fear. You choose love over fear. Oh my gosh,
Come on.
Jacob.
And
Jacob.
you want to know something else? You want to know something else?
Yes, I do.
Yo, this is the thing about creativity. This is the thing about art. This is the thing about music. This is the thing about words. This is the thing about media. All of it
Yes.
is tapped. It doesn't matter if no one F's with it. You know your mind, and if you F with it the hardest way you can, because that's what's going to drive it when no one else does. You know what I mean? And if
Yes.
it has caused this is what I oftentimes say. If I'm not
Say it.
blessed, or if I can't do music like forever due to any reasons, like say I love putting out music. I love making music. You know, hopefully that fire. But say I like it. It never just say this. Say it never really goes anywhere. The transformation and the evolution that this key part has had in the evolution and growth and love that Jacob has experienced in this lifetime, I'll do it again 20 more times because it feels
Woo!
so good, and I cannot deny myself that sweet nectar of doing it.
Look, Jacob, let me put
You
this
know,
out there. It's not about the music, because at the end of the day, it's about like everything you're doing.
come on.
Let's say that you get sued and they're telling you like, Jacob, you could never sing again or else you're going to owe us like $10 billion, like whatever it might be. I don't care. It's not about that, because like everything that you have right now,
Yeah.
no one could take that away
Come
from
on.
you,
Come
right?
on.
And
No one.
that's
No
the
one.
beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Oh my God, we could be here forever. There's so many different. Jacob, thank
I
you.
love that.
Thank
I
you.
love
This is beautiful.
that.
I have to ask you a few more questions.
Yes.
But one of them that I'm going to ask you right now, because we're talking so much about your life and the journey and your story, there's one question I ask people all the time, which is, if your life were a book or documentary, what would the title be and why? Now, I need to know, Jacob, what that title would be, but there's so many things that you've said already where there might be people
Yeah,
who are like screaming at their podcasts like, Jacob, it's this, you repeated this a
I
bunch of
know.
times.
I
But like
know.
what would that title be for you and why? Your
I
life, and
feel like,
it could be your life to date, or it could be your life looking ahead overall, what you
yeah,
want to manifest.
I feel like it would be called, and I want to see this on the cover. This is a
Mm,
poster cover of the movie, documentary, whatever.
yes.
Is it you?
Ah,
That's what I want it to
is
be
it
called. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? And I
huh,
love that because yeah, it's about me, but I
hmm,
oftentimes think that I don't know, when I look at my photo, when that photo, the first photo you had pulled up, when I look into that sucker's
let me pull that
eyes,
back up.
I'm like I feel like I'm like, oh my god, is it me? Is it you? Is it you? Is it me? Is it you? I feel like I'm at like, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it
Mm,
you? Think about it. Is
is
it
it
you?
you?
And I'm telling myself, no, it's not you, it's me. But I
What?
want you to think
It
about, is it you?
wait,
Is it
hold
you? No, it's me.
I think you lost me. Wait, it's
Yeah.
you. It is you. It is
It's
you.
me. It's me. Is it
No,
you?
literally, it
When
is
when
you.
you read that, is it
But
you?
it's not me.
It's not
It's not
me.
me. It is you.
It's me.
It is
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Yes,
Is it
it is
you?
you, but it's not me.
Is it you?
But but
Is it
why?
you?
Why is it you?
Why
Why
is it,
is it
you
you?
know, where I got this idea from? Because I was thinking
Where?
about, because I went to a bar
Bam.
with bam, open legs, come
Wow.
and get this, open chest, come and get this. Now that's saying I'm hungry and come here scrumptious. But I know, literally I was at a bar. I was at a bar this past weekend, and
Uh-huh.
they actually have a magic show. It's like a speakeasy type vibe. But at
Thanks
the end
for
of the
the
night, I had a couple
invite.
of drinks. I know, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, at the end of the night, I was like, yo, what playlist y'all have going on? 'Cause I like the music. And
Mhm.
this lady said, the man behind the bar, he grabbed it. He was like, it's just a playlist we have. And I was like, I have an artist that y'all should put on. This was just Friday, or yeah, Friday.
Mhm.
And she was like, is it you? And I'm like,
Ah!
is it me? What do you mean? Yes, it is. But what do you mean by that? Is it you? Is it me? Yes, it's
Right.
me. But what you mean? So that happened this Friday. So I've been stuck on is it you for a long time. And I was like, maybe I'll just like kind of write to it. And have something to do with it. I was like, yeah, let's see
Oh.
what that could have something to do with. Is it you? Is it you?
Hmm. And you know what? Is it me? And if it's me, then what does that mean? If it's not me, then what does that mean? Can it be me? Will it be me?
Ask
Do I
yourself
want it to be
that
me?
question. Do you want it to be
I
you?
am. I am asking myself that question. Damn it. This is so deep. Look, speaking of you, but not only about you, Jacob. Let me talk about the people, the community. And
Come on.
this we have all these pod friends listeners, these RHAP is a podcast listeners, which by the way, I will say what I think is so beautiful is like you have built up this community of support around you for years. You've been freaking
Oh,
out here doing it. And literally, it just keeps growing each year over year. Look at that. But I want to know, what does this community mean to
uh,
you, Jacob
uh,
J. Jones,
Jacob
aka
J.
Air?
Jones. Jacob J.
Yes,
Jones. No one has ever called
Jacob
me
J.
that on a podcast. Thank you.
3J,
Trey
3J,
J. Trey J.
3J, 3J, 3J. Yeah.
Trey J. No, this it's so I mean, RHAP, RHAP community, they've in a sense made my dreams come true. They've
Mm,
made my dreams come true. You have all these thoughts in your head, especially growing up watching these shows, and like you probably like, oh my goodness, you probably are like, I want to talk about these shows. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to vocalize. I wish I had an audience, a group of people that enjoy what I had to say, that loved what I had to say, that connected with me on that element, on that way. And it's, I mean, I've been plugged in since, 2020, so 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like the amount of love I feel like is so immense, especially to like, I'm like, when I go to the event and people are
Yeah.
like, Jacob, and the people, it's like, they talk and they want to talk to me. They want to hear, like, and they support you, uplift you. The podcasters do. And it's kind of like this little
Mhm.
family, that I love, you know what I mean? Yeah, and it's so many places to connect. It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
I've been at bars, literally RHAP, the RHAP community been there. We've been engaging, and like at the wildest bar, I go to some
Yeah.
wild parties. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And so
Oh.
we're everywhere. We're literally
Yeah.
everywhere. And it's dope to
Man.
have that connecting point. And also, like, I don't know, y'all just kind of like, I don't it's dope. It's dope to get to partake in something like this where people actually want to hear you. And
Mhm.
people are also engaged, and people are, yeah, I fucks with the RHAP community heavy. Cause yeah, again, they made
Yeah.
my dreams come true. They, like a little boy, like, oh, I love these shows. You know what I mean? I would love to talk about these shows, and y'all kind of have made that happen. You know what I mean? I'm super thankful just of all like the love and support, and like I'm very, yeah, just very grateful.
Yeah, well, I mean, you deserve it. You deserve all of it, and I hope that only more and more pours onto you. I also hope that like this helps even more for people just to
Come
be
on.
reminded or introduced or whatever it is, just to be like, damn, here's Jacob J. Jones, Trey J. Here is Air. And
Here's Air.
I'm so proud that we got to do the exclusive
Come on.
RHAP world premiere of
Come
Caught
on.
Up in You.
Come
So I'm
on.
thankful for that. I mean,
But
we're getting close to the wait. Sing it. Give me those
I do.
vocals.
I would just sing the melody to this. In a bed tonight. My body's in a head. And it feels like you're bringing someone in. So what you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, so what you gonna do? It's like you're like lingering. It's like
Only
a,
it.
so what you
Only.
gonna do till I get to you?
Ooh.
It's like,
Oh
you
my
know.
god. We need to
It's
look, we're gonna work on a collab here. We need
no,
to
we
get
need
put out a
one.
song or something. There we go. I don't know what I'm gonna contribute to it, but I'm definitely gonna be on the credits. There we
Come
go.
on now.
So there we go. But Jacob, before we get to my last question, I want to ask is there anything else that you just want to share, say, whatever that we haven't touched on? Anything on your heart that you want to get out there?
No, I feel very inspired and motivated leaving here today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's just a testament of the job that you do, the interactions that we've had. Yeah, I just feel very inspired by you and very like motivated by you as well. I'm very spurred on
Oh,
to just like continue a good life, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And you have like such a dope platform here to not unravel people, but like get to know people, you know what I
yeah,
mean? And just like connect with people on a different level, you know? And so I just think it's very dope. I feel very honored to be sitting here with you.
aw,
Yeah, I know I'm excited for the future. And what's your last
yeah.
question?
No, I'll get there. I just want to say I really appreciate you, and this is a funny. I don't know like this just feels like so. Just as background, like I saw your new music come out, and I was excited. And I was like, let me
I
get
didn't really
Jacob
like, I didn't
on.
sell it before. I just dropped it when the
Yeah,
song came out. I dropped
no,
the air, I dropped the photo, like
and you already know like how much that connects with me because like obviously you've been on my list of like I need to get
Mhm.
Jacob on Pod Friends at some point, but like I'm so glad that we did this, and it's so funny because I feel like with just even blogging on like you were in the middle. We're toward the tail end of the day, but we're also like kind of in the middle of the day. And I just feel like I was like, you know what? I'm ready for a conversation with Jacob, and that's what this is. And this feels so real in so many
love
ways.
that.
It feels it went different places. This is the sexiest interview ever.
Come on now.
How could you not with the two of us? But honestly, I love this. I love this. And my last question for you really is close us out. Like, what words do you have for the Pod Friends listeners to close out this interview conversation?
Pod friends. But what did you say?
What words do you have for the Pod Friends listeners to close out this conversation?
So, I have just like in whatever realm makes you the happiest. Like, I don't know, just go for it. You know what I mean? Because this life, as long as it is, it's so crazy if you look back and see some of the evolution that you've already had, and to look forward to the evolutions that are in the future, and to see those changes, and then to see, wow, if I implement this much power in that, this is what I can do more of, want to do. You know what I mean? Just dive deeper into yourself, because it's and people can do it at different frequencies, because I have been thinking this is another thought.
Ooh.
I've been having this thought, and I'm so glad that I get to be 26, get to have a dope lifestyle, get to do what I want to do, and explore myself and explore the world. Like, I get to explore. I get to be nasty. I get to know myself. You get into it. I get to do all of those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I talk to my mom often, and my mom, when she was 26, she was married, had a child,
Wow.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And she didn't have me until she was 30. But when I talk to her, and when I kind of talk about my experience, or where I'm going, or places that she's been, being married and having kids at that time fit her. But also, while you're getting to know yourself in your 20s, you're also having to like look after children and develop those children more. And also, you're married, and so you have to build up each other in that regard as well. And so you don't really get to solely, selfishly as well focus on you and your growth and what you want to do in the world. And I feel very privileged, and I feel like if you have that opportunity, you have to take it. You know what I mean? You have to dream those dreams. You have to think those thoughts. You have to, craft those images, that reality that you want. I don't know, life is to be lived, and I'm excited for this new evolution. I hope y'all are excited for y'all's evolution. I hope y'all are excited for Matt's evolution. And I hope you're excited for yourself, for your own evolution, because it's going to be a nasty one, hopefully. You know what I mean? As we grow, we're entering a new year, January, and about to be February, and we have this entire year to dictate what we want for ourselves. So let's why not make it happen? And if it feeds you, do it. If no one else rocks with it, because media, music, words, thoughts, images, whatever, it's tapped to the world. You know what I mean? Just because I'm up in the US may not F with it, I bet a person in Australia will. It's different vibes, different flows, different goals for different folks. You know your mind. You know how powerful it is in your own mind. I can't be the only that knows about this, or that is intrigued by this, or that likes this, or that loves to see this. It's another one that does too. So don't give up, because you'll connect to someone, and just rock out with the people that rock out with you. F with the people that F with you. And let that, life swing how it goes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Take me out.
Take me out. Yes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Pod Friends. Jacob, so much love to you, and I'm excited for your music coming out this coming week. So just keep an eye out at Heir_sounds on Instagram. You never know what to expect. But so thankful for all these Pod Friends conversations, thankful for what's coming up this season, and thankful for you all. So if you're thankful for Pod Friends, one, subscribe, check out the podcast at Pod Friends on all platforms, leave 5 stars, leave a review, let me know what you're thinking, leave a voice message, speakpipe.com/podfriends, and become an RHAP patron, patreon.com/RHAP to hear about upcoming events. Maybe there'll be some news about, I don't know, an event this coming spring. Who knows? For Survivor, who knows? But I'm so thrilled to be on this journey with you, to be getting to know folks with you, to be getting to know Jacob with you. And I just want to thank you. Yes, you. Thank you for being a pod friend. Take me out. Yes. Play it. Let's go.
Yeah, play us out. Play us out. Play it.
Oh.
I can be your wish in all these. I can be your wish in all these. I can be your wish in all these. I can be your wish in all these worlds. I can be your wish in all these. Baby, when I'm rising, I can't see you. Falling to the moment that it brings you to.
I say I can be your wish in all these. I can be your wish in all these.
Oh, wait a minute.
I see you standing there tonight. My body's in it already. So what you gonna do till I get to you? I'm caught up in the mood tonight. My body's in a groove already. So what you gonna do? Cause I'm caught up in you.
It makes you want to move, makes you want to groove, makes you want to it makes you want to do a lot of things. And I hope y'all are doing a lot of things to listen to this song. A lot of things.